You like that?
Everybody seems very excited in the chat. Like, hey, did I win? Did I win?
Yeah, I see
especially Liz. Did I win yet? Is it me?
I see, well, and Kathleen too, that she's ready to learn and to win.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of very confident people out there who are sure they're going to win. And, what?
I was going to say, how many entries did we have total?
Over 500. 500? I think 500. Obviously, some people have multiple entries as well. But, Thrifty Chick says the winner has arrived.
Yeah, that's so.
Anyway, what's happening? It's Boss Up and List Day. Wednesday, Boss Up and List Day. What the heck is that?
I don't know. You can say this time.
Oh, you're going to tell me to say it? Okay, so Boss Up and List Day is our kind of all-day listing party that we host in the Boss Facebook group. If you are not in the Boss Facebook group, you should join it. The link is down below. And we put up a post every Wednesday morning, and it's basically just a chance for you to put down what your goals are for the day as far as listing goes, or if you have other goals, that's fine too. It's really just about kind of checking in, putting some goals out there, and then hopefully coming back in and letting people know like what you've been able to accomplish. Just a little bit of accountability, a little way to check in with your coworkers. And then we come here and we hang out for the Boss Up and List show. And this week we're doing a giveaway. We announced it last week.
I think we probably have some new viewers this week because I think our giveaway brought some viewers to the channel, especially to see if they won, because we definitely had a lot of people enter and follow our pages that don't normally follow us. So do you want to introduce us?
Yeah. What's up, guys? This is the Katie and Vicky channel. I'm Vicky. Just kidding. I'm Katie. This is Vicky, aka Victoria, when she needs to be taken very seriously, particularly when she's a mortgage broker. Okay, do you still need to be taken seriously? Occasionally,
not so much anymore.
Whatever.
Now I just sell used crap online, so probably not.
AKA Sassy McGee, AKA my fiance. So that's the official introduction. And I see we've already got a super chat from In It to Flip It.
So, thank you.
Vicky, thanks for the vintage clothing info video. More, please, if you have time. So helpful. I agree. I think that
it was very well received. Both of them that I've done have been, so I really appreciate that. As I said, I'm not super confident talking to a camera by myself. I really like having our live audience to talk to and Katie to riff off of. So it was it makes me a little self-conscious, but I definitely feel like I feel the love. So I feel like you guys want some more. So I think I'm going to try to do one once a month. I can't, somebody said once a week. I can't do that. That's too much of a commitment. And I also probably wouldn't have enough clothing to do it every single week. But I think once a month is very reasonable. And I'm going to do it in the same way, just describing information about the actual items that are in front of me. I think it's a little bit easier to do it that way and easier for people to understand versus some type of abstract vintage clothing lesson. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think we're going to call it Vintage with Vicky. Because a lot of people have said that.
Or this morning, or this afternoon if you're on the East Coast. You like that?
You need one of those pitch pipes.
So effing rude. We're at 11:04. If it was 11:05, I'd just say it. But you're rude. Anyway, so yeah, I think that those kind of videos are great. I think that, when we talk about vintage, whether we're talking about t-shirts or we're talking about women's vintage, so much of it really has to do with you going out and experiencing it yourself. But if you can't do that, it's hard for either one of us to sit down and just have a conversation and like try to teach it. It really, the next best thing to doing it yourself and having it in your own hands and experiencing, trying to sell it and having stuff sell or not sell, the next best thing is to have somebody like Vicky walk you through it and show it to you. Also, just like watching our Sunday shows, I think, because people can see what our numbers are, they can see what things that we've actually sold over the last week and like what prices we got. And then when we do our hauls on Sundays, same thing. We kind of we give similar types of information. And I think if you watch those kinds of shows, or even like the Bolo Buddy, stuff like that, where you're seeing like actual things being sold, I think that kind of stuff really helps to kind of ingrain in you like what things are, what their values are, what they look like.
Like speaking of Bolo Buddies, it's Courtney. It's a good channel if you happen to have if you're somebody that like just wants all bolos all the time, she has a Facebook group, but also a YouTube channel, and it's really informative. Like, she is very good about, it's not just her bolos. She combs the interwebs for all different types of bolos to talk about, has several sellers on to talk about their sales and their bolos, but she does a lot of investigating about what things are selling for in general, in lots of different categories. And she's very upfront about, I don't know why this sold for this. I don't really know what the hell it is, but it sold for this. So I like that. I like that it gives the information, and nobody's an expert on everything. So that actually is a really good channel with some good information. If you just, rather than, there are plenty of bolo lists out there, and lots of different people provide lists, and that's another way that people learn as well. I'm a visual person. I'm a hands-on person. I don't think me carrying around a list in black and white somewhere, walking into a store to try and spot those specific brands or those specific items, that doesn't work for me. I know it does work for some people. I'm not knocking it, but for me, that doesn't work.
Yeah. So Lisa Hildreth in the hizzy.
Lisa. Yes, no,
so
that's not
Lisa just gave us a $20 super chat, and in a comment down below says, "Thanks for all you do, guys." Thank you, Lisa. We really appreciate it, and I think I can bust out a little super chat for that, little super chat song for that. Super chat, super chat, super chat, yo. You thought you were gonna get away with that? No. Tickled. There you go. Well, and the other thing is, for people who are interested in the whole t-shirt thing, I'm going to keep saying it. You really should, if you want to learn more about t-shirts and what you should be looking out for, what people are excited about, you really should be watching the virtual flea on the weekends. Obviously, you're not going to watch all 20 hours of it. It's like a lot of content. It's a lot of content. But if you can pop in every now and then,
or if you happen to be working or doing something else and have it playing in the background, I mean, I'm learning a lot from it. Mm-hmm. I do know a lot about vintage men's clothing, mostly through Katie and through myself selling it. And I think that I have a good handle on what's good and what's not. Even if she prioritizes that as her selling whatever genre. I learned something on that platform every time I do watch it, because I'm always like, really, that's what's hot right now? Like it baffles me. So
well, I mean, there's lots of stuff, lots of vintage t-shirts that I sell for really good prices that wouldn't necessarily do as well on the virtual flea. It is a specific community of people. Yes, that there's certain things like Disney is crazy hot right now, vintage Disney t-shirts, and that's everywhere. And movie t-shirts and stuff like that. But it's a really good way, because they show the tags, they talk about it. You'll see, based on how people react, the money that people are auctioning stuff off for. I'm telling you, that's a really, really good way to get a better handle on it and kind of have a better understanding of it.
Because we get those questions all the time. I know, because we have this YouTube channel and we also help run a Facebook group, Katie and I get questions all the time. Is this vintage? Is this worth buying? Is this something? Just because it's vintage doesn't mean it's worth buying, men's or women's, believe me. Nobody wants your Liz Claiborne old lady suit from 1993. Nobody wants that.
What?
Sorry, that's not good vintage. There are certain things that are not, nobody wants the #1 grandma single stitch t-shirt with the puffy paint on it from 1996.
Unfortunately.
There's a lot of both of that out there, but that doesn't mean it's good vintage just because it's vintage. So like that's the kind of nuances that are harder to teach. And people just hear certain keywords and they're like, well, this is old, so it must be good. And that's not necessarily true. So,
and I think it's crazy, like right now when it comes to like the t-shirt thing, is stuff from like the early 2000s and mid 2000s is starting to be more hot and to also be worth more money. I saw the other day, I was watching, it wasn't on the virtual flea, but it was on like a different, somebody else's was doing like a live auction thing, a couple of guys, and there were only like 50 people in the chat that were actually participating, and they were auctioning off one. It was a Night of the Living Dead horror t-shirt. I think this was last night. And it was one that was printed in the 2000s, and it ended up going for like, I don't remember what it ended at. It was at least $180.
Yeah.
And it was a Night of the Living Dead t-shirt, Night of the Living Dead from the
and
60s.
You may not have even priced it that high if you had it in your store.
I mean, maybe not like a month ago, probably, but it's like that certain stuff. It's like, it doesn't matter that it's not even 20 years old anymore.
Yeah, I think anything over 15 years is tending to be nostalgic for the kids that are in their 20s and late 20s now, and they're the ones that are really into buying the hype wear and streetwear. 20s and 30s. That's the demographic. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are people older. Obviously, Katie and Barry, both Afro Vintage, are older than that. But that tends to be the demographic right now, is 20s and 30s. They're looking for the nostalgia from their youth, and that is the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
So that's happening. That's the way vintage works. Vintage is about people trying to recapture their youth, whether it's toys, clothes, whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about. I totally dress my age at all times. Just saying. Farm Girl Scavenger Noelle 2020 super chat, bringing it. I think she's trying to like offset the PTSD feelings we have associated with that year, and making it good by throwing money at us.
I think maybe that's what it is.
She says, hey, all you wonderful people. So I didn't enter because I already had so much stuffage. I just didn't think it would be fair. Good luck, Kitty, Vicky. You are such awesome humans.
Woo-hoo.
Love you. Thanks, Noelle. We really appreciate it. And let me tell you, I get so many compliments on my awesome ET mask.
Me too.
I just want to say, and also I had bought a few of the Grateful Dead masks off of Noelle, and I used them as giveaways on my first virtual flea. And one of the guys, I sent it to him, and he sent me a message back, and he said he loved it. And he was so glad that it went behind his head instead of on his ears, because he'd been looking for one like that because the other ones hurt his ears. So he was super excited about it and really loved it. So I just wanted to give Noelle a little shout out about that. Okay. Look, we're hiding.
I know. Also, yeah, I purchased 15 masks from her, actually, from my group of girlfriends. Our group of girlfriends, and she had to special order the fabric and everything. So I'm excited. I'm waiting for those to come in because I'm gonna ship those out to my friends.
So yeah, we are doing a contest. Cindy, I'm sorry if you're asking the question of how do you enter, that tells me you probably missed the deets. We announced it on last Wednesday's show, and all the entries were through Instagram, and it went through this last Saturday or Sunday night. So you can no longer enter. So I'm sorry about that, but we are giving away, speaking of the contest, we are giving away 2 inventory boxes. We got a bunch of stuff from List Perfectly, so we teamed up with them. They wanted us to do a giveaway, and so we got a bunch of stuff from them. We added some of our own stuff, and so we ended up with 2 boxes, 2 16 by 20 by 8 boxes. And let me tell you, you can fit a lot of clothes in those freaking boxes. Yep.
They're pretty tight, though.
We've got 2 of these jam-packed full. We'll give one away here in a little bit, and we'll give another one away later in the show. But we will be randomly be picking the winners.
I will say I was adding up the value of the clothing as I was putting. I packed the boxes.
This is me adding.
That's you adding. So I was doing that as I was packing the boxes, and I have to say that we had said the boxes are, $500-600 a piece as far as the price tag of the items that are on there for resale. I think $600 is super conservative. I think we're closer to like the $700-800 range. And I was being conservative with pricing, knowing not everybody will price things as high as you do or as high as I do. So I think $700 per box is conservative.
It depends on how you guys price things. So whatever, it's free inventory, guys. I know one of the boxes has an awesome 80s Detroit Red Wings starter jacket
that I really want.
Which I had one already in my inventory, a slightly different one, but also a Detroit Red Wings satin starter jacket. And I just sold it yesterday. I just shipped it out today. Sold it for $140, and it had some condition issues. So
I think that's a $200 jacket.
That one piece right there most likely would be able to go for $200. And then we put pictures up. A picture up of a bunch of the stuff on our Instagram the other day. So there's also like a really, really cool Rolling Stones radio station jacket. That's that one. I don't know. That one might go for a crazy.
That could be a good one too.
I don't think there's any other ones out there like it. So
yeah, there's some basic vintage t-shirts and some basic vintage jackets that are in there, which are, $40-50 range. I'm not saying $20 ones, because they're not. $40 to $50 range that we consider basic. And then there's some real good stuff that's $75 to $100 easily, and a few that are over $100. So I think it's a pretty good, I would be happy with either box. We wanted to keep the stuff. Let me tell you, that List Perfectly sent, we wanted to keep the stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff, guys. It's good stuff.
And you know that we don't have crappy stuff. So there you go.
Indeed. So I wanted to go back really quick. Liz O'Kane said I did great on my live with Barry on Instagram, and I just wanted to say Barry, aka Afro Vintage, just this week started doing his own kind of live interview show on his Instagram at Afro Vintage, Monday through Thursday, and each night he's interviewing a different person in the vintage community. And I was his first guest on Monday. You can go to his Instagram and look at his IGTV to see the recording of it. So thank you, Liz, for the shout out on that. I think Barry did a really good job.
He did.
Yeah, he asked
did.
Really cool
it was your
questions.
first show, first of all, and I've watched Barry try, doing his selling online and just his little lives that he does. Plus, I know the guy. He was super composed, asked good questions, listened to your answers. He was a much better interviewer than you and I are.
That's very true. That's very true.
We don't shut up.
We're not so good at
bad.
listening. I'm better. I guess I'm better at being interviewed because I just get to talk.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's cool. And then also speaking of Instagram, speaking of the virtual flea, I have the next date that I'm going to be appearing on the virtual flea, and that's going to be August 22nd, which is a Saturday. I don't know what time yet.
It's a week from
scheduling.
Saturday.
He won't do the scheduling until next week. And so, but on the 22nd, I will be back on. So I am basically trying to stock up on some really, really cool bangers, as the kids say, some fire stuff, some bangers.
They say it, don't spray it.
Yeah, now you're showing your age. I'm pretty sure the youths of today don't say it, don't spray it. And speaking of going on the virtual flea, I see that Sandra says, I want that Nightmare on Elm Street shirt on your wall. That, my dear, is what I will be wearing for my appearance on the virtual flea, because I have to come correct, as they say. That's
you have to come correct.
I have to come correct.
That's a thing they say. They do say that.
Yeah, you have to come correct. And part of when you say since I now know this term, even though I didn't know it, maybe like a month ago, to come correct is also about, like, you're not screwing people around. You're not, you better come correct. You better bring it. And you better do it. No, that's
no, sorry.
No, that's not right. That's like 2003 cheerleader lingo. No. So I think you've been watching Bring It a little too much. But yes, so I got to come correct and be wearing some cool vintage, and that t-shirt I'm pretty excited about because I love me some Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, okay, Dream Warriors, and I actually have that soundtrack thanks to you. Which is collection on
quite a valuable sound. It might be one of the more valuable ones you own.
Probably the most valuable one. Well, it's probably between that one and my Reanimator one,
because it's worth about 150. Your Reanimator's one is worth more.
It's like 200. Yeah.
Melissa, I think that's Melissa. It could be Abby, one of Vasquez Vintage. Yes, I copped some retro gaming TVs. One is the really good one that I actually showed on the video. I paid $4 for, and then the other one I have is a big one. So I think I'm going to sell that one locally. I'm going to take a tip from you girls and try to sell it locally.
Please.
Damn, I hate OfferUp. I hate it. I hate all of that crap. But I'm going to, because it's a big one. It's like a 17-inch one, and it's freaking heavy. I don't want to ship it.
I think we should start calling you Vico.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that. It was a typo, but I think Vico is a good name for you. Hey, Vico!
No.
No. You don't like it? You don't like it?
No.
Anyway, so and now Alexis comes in. She's just got here, and she says we can go ahead and pull her name now. Everybody thinks they're going to win. Everybody thinks they're going to win. I do want to say.
Oh, wait a second.
Yes.
Noelle just said I need to hire a better camera person for my video.
Ooh. What? What? Everybody said I did a great job. I didn't talk. I didn't interject. There were a couple times where I had a real good zinger that would have been real funny to me. But I was not going to be disrespectful and interrupt her virtual haul, or her virtual show, her vintage show. Okay. I can't believe after everything I've said about you, Noelle, I just get attacked like this. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, see, Sandra says that Vico could be your mob name. Ooh,
I am from Rhode Island.
Her mob name, though, is just Victoria, because you better take her seriously, and if you don't, you're going to disappear, okay? You're going to go sleep with the fishes.
It's true.
But Vico's pretty good. Anyway, I do want to give, we do have some news for you guys that might bum some of you out about this Wednesday show, that we are going to be taking a hiatus for a while, at least a while, with the Wednesday show. If you've been following us for a long time, you see that like both of us have been kind of ramping up our businesses. And with that, it means it's taking even more of our time and attention, especially you with you needing to like, you're like upping your sourcing or needing to up your sourcing. Like how many pieces are you able to go through a week now? If ideally, what would you need to have to keep it going?
200. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not selling as much as I probably should be for what I'm listing, but in order to keep ramping up at the volume that I'm ramping up, I need about 200 pieces a week to do that. And that means that I really need to do more sourcing more than one day a week, because it's almost impossible for me to get that. I am doing a big buy again this weekend. I have, a friend, another reseller, who actually bought out an estate sale 3 closets full of furniture for me. So I'm meeting her this week to make that purchase. And obviously she gets a little big on top too. So it makes sense for her, but I'm buying it sight unseen, just a large quantity. The
reality is that, unlike some of the other like much bigger YouTubers, like this is not like, we don't really consider this part of our business.
It's not a money-making venture.
And that doesn't mean that it's not valuable to us because it's not making us money. It's more about us trying to balance our time. And we are finding that it becomes difficult when we have other stuff that goes on throughout the week, and then we have this thing in the middle of the day. And even though it's only an hour-long show, you'd be surprised at how much time it takes before and after, and that interruption really makes it difficult sometimes for us to focus on the stuff that we need to get done. And so we are going to be taking a break from it.
That doesn't mean that we won't do a Friday after dark here and there. It doesn't mean that we won't pop on and do a Wednesday show. If there's something important going on in the reselling community, if there's some major changes happening, or some, hey, a bunch of other people get indicted for, harassing a blogger. I don't know.
We'll be going black.
We'll be like,
we'll be going live for that.
We'll be all over that stuff. But for us to just sit here and blather on and on for an hour, I mean, as much as we love you guys, I think that you get enough of us on Sunday doing that.
But we're definitely still doing our Sunday show, because I think that one packs the most punch, because we are able to, like, by looking at our numbers and our sales and our hauls, it's kind of like a whole bunch happening all within that 1.5 to 2 hour time period. So we'll definitely still be all over that, and of course in the Boss Facebook group. But we wanted to put that out there. Should we go ahead and give away one of these boxes?
Yes.
What do you think? Now that we've been yakking it up.
Kara says, I'll just set aside 4 hours for the Sunday show. Yeah, no shit.
And then the other part of that is that Vicky's going to be doing, I'll keep on top of her to keep doing these shorter vintage videos. And who knows, maybe I'll do some with t-shirts. I don't know, maybe I'll do some hauls or something like that, some pre-recorded hauls, because those are relatively easy to do. But we'll definitely be doing, like, probably at least once a month you'll be doing your vintage videos. So.
And we would definitely, when sourcing gets back to normal, I think that we will probably go back to trying to do a few sourcing videos here and there too, because those are also relatively easy. It's just pretty hard to juggle.
Speak for yourself.
It's pretty hard to juggle when you are, you've got to wear a mask and you're trying to talk through them. And it's just, it is what it is. But yeah, I think we're going to do, we'll do a few more of those here and there, but maybe when the world gets a little bit more normalized again.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So I'm going to stay on the screen here with you. But all right, so this is basically what I have. I put everybody's entries into this nice little spreadsheet, and then I actually randomize them within the spreadsheet. So even, you'll see your name randomly around in there, and you had the chance to enter up to 7 times. So some of you show up on this list 7 times, just kind of all over the place. Okay, so everybody's numbered from 1. And then it goes all the way down. I'm going to scroll on down. Wow, this takes a while. So I'm going to scroll on down just so we can see where we end up at. And the last one is what? 506? Okay, so it's 1 through 506. All right, guys? 1 through 506. I'm using random.org. And so basically what I do is you put in the minimum and then the maximum. So it's 506, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're at 506. You guys can see that I'm doing this live. Here we go.
Writing it down.
Are you guys ready? And then once we pick a number, we'll go back to the list and figure out who is on that number.
Oh, I do want to say, by the way, I have no idea what's in each box. So even though I separated them yesterday, now the boxes are mixed up. So I don't know what's in what. So you're getting whatever you get.
What you get. Okay. Victoria, aka Vico, says you get what you get. So don't complain about it, guys. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and generate this. We're gonna see who won, and you don't have to be here live. So if the person is not in the chat, it doesn't matter. They're still gonna win because obviously I have their contact information through Instagram. So here we go. Generate. Bam. 440. So let's see who is on line 440. We're gonna scroll back up. 440.
It's her birthday today.
I don't know if she's in the chat. I haven't seen her show up. Maybe she is, but I don't pay attention very well. So 440, that is kinda Sanfordy.
It is actually, it's her birthday today.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome. So that is Leslie, our good friend in Idaho. Idaho, right? Am I making that up?
You could be.
I could be.
I don't know what state she's in. I think it's Idaho.
I'm pretty sure she's in Idaho.
It's Idaho.
Anyway, and she also is the provider of the most awesome bubble wrap that you ever get, that you have to wait once a year to get.
Yes.
And it's been a while.
Yes, it is her birthday today. Leslie Sanchez. I'm trying to see if what state is she in? I don't even know. I don't know what state she's in.
Pretty sure she's in Idaho. All right, so that's
a pretty good birthday gift, I think.
That's the first.
There's your $700 birthday gift.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't know if she's in the chat. I don't think so. I think she's at work. She has been working through all of this. She has a day job.
She works at like a pharmacy or something, and they have they a lot of their stuff comes in like these it's like large bubble
envelopes. They are
like
magical.
They're like this big with big bubbles, and you can just put stuff inside and wrap it up, and it's like crazy awesome. And so whenever they come into town,
I get a garbage bag full of them, and I love it.
It's pretty cool.
Paula, happy birthday! I didn't know it was your birthday as well.
Awesome. So we'll pick the other one here before like in another 15 minutes or so. But anyway, we don't even have a topic for today. We're just like hanging out, being like, "What's up?" I don't know. What are you up to? What's going on with you this week as far as the biz goes?
I'm just trying to get a lot of stuff listed. So I took pictures the other day. I have a lot of crap, guys. I still have a lot of stuff from our trip. I have maybe about 25 items to photograph. So they're mostly photographs. So that's pretty good. Let's see. I've got about, Crystal is dropping off, I think 70 or 75 items that she drafted and photographed for me this week. She'll be dropping those off in another hour or so. And then I swap out with her, and I think I have another 50 more as far as clothing goes. So, and then by this time next week, I'll be done with our haul from 2 weeks ago. So, but on Saturday, like I said, I'm going to pick up this 3 closets of full of clothing from an estate sale that our friend grabbed for us. So she got a really good deal. I hope there's some really good stuff. I'm kind of going sight unseen, and she's not a vintage specialist, so she's like, I don't know. I hope it's good stuff that you want. But it was a nice gesture, so I'm hoping that that yields me some good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just like, the challenge I'm finding, now that I'm kind of like really focusing on some of the more high end stuff, and I've been doing like the virtual flea and getting more involved in the Instagram community, which means you got to bring it in your pictures. You got to bring stuff, you got to bring the stuff that people are going to be wanting to buy. It's hard. It's getting harder and harder for me to source, especially like mid-level stuff, because it's like, I've been doing like a lot of sourcing online, on eBay, on Etsy, and I've gotten some really, really cool stuff. I've been buying stuff from like sellers in like Malaysia and stuff like that. And, but to be able to like I can't just do like 20 t-shirts a week. Like I need to have like 50 to 70. And that's the stuff that I'm having like more difficult time, because I can't just go to the thrift stores and find that stuff. And so I'm actually working on, I don't know, did you see if Deb and Mel were in the chat? I haven't seen them in the chat yet. I have been working on trying to get an appointment at Torgum, which is like this big, they have 2 warehouses in California, in Southern California, and they're one of the warehouses. You go by appointment only.
And you're only allowed to go in 2 people at a time, maximum.
And Deb and Mel have been there. Deb's been there and stuff. And to make an appointment, you have to like submit like your business license or your like tax exempt thing. You basically have to show that you are a business. This is what you do. And then you make an appointment, and then there's like a minimum buy. One person, it's like 500 minimum. If you have 2, it's 1,000. But that's where like a lot of the big sellers go to source, because they have like the bales of clothing, but they also have everything, a bunch of stuff. Like, it's crazy. You can go on their website and you can take a tour, and it is like, I'll have to send you the link because it is crazy. Like because it's almost like Google Maps,
by it,
where you can click the arrow so you can go down like the aisles and stuff, and it is just rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of stuff on hangers. And then it also is big bales of stuff. But I had talked with Deb about us going to visit and actually going there. But now what's actually going to happen is I'm going to go with Jesse from Yesterday's Fits.
I'm not even going to go.
No, she's not even going to go. Well, but what we're doing is he's going like every 2 or 3 weeks, and he goes on Monday, and basically he leaves Vegas at like 2 in the morning on Monday, drives straight there, because it's like 4 or 5 hours, drives straight there, and then basically buys, and you go to one warehouse and you buy what you're going to buy, and then you go to the other warehouse, you buy what you're going to buy, and then he comes back. So he does it all in one day. And I was basically like, can I come with you? And he was like, sure, if she'll let you, the lady that runs it will, approve you. And so I've been working on my paperwork and stuff like that. But the thing about going to that place is they have like racks and racks and racks of like the mid-level stuff for like $10 a piece. And then there's the higher level stuff. So I'm going to see how that goes, but it's going to cost. I'm probably going to spend like at least $1,000 and hopefully come back with like a ton of inventory. I don't know. But the only thing is that you can't take pictures inside. You can't do video. You can't do anything like that. So I won't be able to like show anything. It's just going to be about, and the thing is they'll only let 2 people in at a time. So basically it's going to be like, I have to be at one warehouse while Jesse and Joe, one of the guys that he works with him, while they're at the other one, and then we'll have to switch. So I'll be by myself, just like going, digging through stuff and seeing if I can.
I mean, I could have gone, but I'm not invited. So,
if you want to, you could go. But I mean, I've assumed you're not going to want to go be in the car for 10 hours and spend an entire day with t-shirts. That sounds like your nightmare.
10 hours to get to LA.
You have to drive both ways. You'll magically appear back home.
I know, it's 4 hours, maybe.
Anyway, see, when she thinks she's missing out on something, suddenly she wants to do it. Even though we've talked about it before, and she's like, hell no, I don't want to do that at all.
I was gonna go. You were gonna go in with Deb, and I was gonna hang out with Mel.
Right. That's the thing, is that with the way that I'm doing it now, it's not gonna be a hangout. At some point, when things open back up again and we can go for a visit, we will actually do that whole thing. But this is just gonna be me going straight there.
I did just text Leslie, by the way, and let her know that she won on her birthday, because she is at work. That's why she's not watching the show.
Did she respond?
Yay! Happy birthday to me. Yeah, she's very happy.
Woo! Sandra says, pick me up on the way. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, for me, that could be a game changer as far as being able to acquire inventory and stuff like that. Hopefully someday, though, the rose.
Laura, sounds like the worst day ever.
Yeah, see?
For her, she would hate it. Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. If I go to like Buffalo Exchange, she's like, ugh.
I hate Buffalo Exchange because there's nothing there that I can buy, because Buffalo Exchange is your territory. So if I go to the men's section, which is 70% of a Buffalo Exchange, she gets irritated because that's
not
what
true,
she's there to buy.
So the women's, it's too expensive for her.
So the women's section at Buffalo Exchange sucks. So that's why I hate Buffalo Exchange. Something like this would be so big, there'd be plenty for both of us. So that's different. Okay. I would not. So I want to hear how you test it out, and then I might go the next time.
Yeah. And then the other problem is it's a Monday. So I'm going to have to do all of my shipping on Sunday. Like Monday's a big shipping day for us. So it's going to be kind of a juggle.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
I might put your stuff outside for you.
So rude. Look at how salty she's getting because I'm going to go on an adventure without her. Oh. No. Next time. Anyway, what's everybody else doing over there? And I see, Laura said it sounds like the worst day ever, to be honest. And I saw earlier she was saying, don't make me go buy more bags of t-shirts. Because come on, she did she did score me that sweet Tiffany t-shirt. So yeah, you're gonna have to go back and get more t-shirts, Laura. I'm sorry. There's no way around it.
And I did see that Sally is in the chat, by the way. And Sally and Rudy, they're our friends in St. George, Utah, and they happen to be the ones that picked up this great bunch of inventory for me this weekend. So I appreciate you, Sally. Thank you, guys. I know they had to make at least 2 trips to go and pick up all this stuff. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Yeah, Corey, thank you. Let's go have an adventure that day.
There you go.
While Katie ignores me. Come pick me up and we'll go do something.
Ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, so, and I think we've got Dana coming over today to take pictures, so the puppies get to see Auntie Dana. Is that happening?
That is happening.
That's happening tomorrow. Speaking of puppies, so Grizz, she's getting along in the years. She's not like that old, but she's almost 11.
Almost 11.
But she has bad teeth. And she's lost a few over the years. Last time,
rotten breath.
Last time,
cutest damn dog breath that would knock you off your freaking chair.
When I was still back in Oregon, she had like a couple of loose teeth, and I had taken her to the vet, and it was like my old vet from back, like when I was growing up. Like you'd go in there and there'd be like a calf in one of the cages, because it's an old, farming community vet. And so I took her in because I was worried about these couple of teeth, and he was like, "Well, I can put her under for a couple $100 and take them out, or you could just wiggle them a little bit every day and take them out yourself." And so I was like, okay. And anyway, so I took Grizz yesterday to the vet for an exam, and then her and Luna get to go tomorrow morning, and Luna's going to get her teeth cleaned, and Grizz is going to get a number of teeth taken out, and she might end up being,
I think she's going to come home like this.
Yeah, she might end up being one of those dogs that has the tongue that hangs out of its mouth. But excuse me, I see somebody in the chat who goes by the name of Callie. What's going on, Callie? You know what?
What's up, girl?
What's up? I think that this is like a sign of something, because today I decided to wear a cat. I haven't worn a cat t-shirt in a while.
You haven't?
I haven't, but I busted this my Dracula cat, my Catula t-shirt out, because I just felt like I needed to wear a cat t-shirt today. And then Callie comes in, and Callie is a fellow cat t-shirt lover. Okay, she's got some herself. We've sent her at least one, I think.
We've sent her at least one.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I think that it's a special thing.
Thanks for popping in.
What is happening, man? I'm so ready.
Getting lots of encouragement for while you desert me, that things I can do. I can dance naked. I can cheat on my diet. I can sleep. I'm definitely going to be sleeping. My ass is not going to be up if she leaves at 2 o'clock in the morning. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Actually, I probably will be.
I'm telling you guys.
Let's be real.
Anytime I have talked about going somewhere where there's just going to be piles and piles and piles and piles of t-shirts, she bitches and moans and talks about how horrible it would be. She tries to blame it on, like, I won't let her look at them. But that's not true, because there's always way more than I can't possibly.
This kind of place I could definitely shop in.
But she wouldn't want to put in the hours that I would be putting in. She'd be like, in 45 minutes, she'd be like, okay, I'm going to go sit in the car and look at Facebook. But now that I'm going without her, she's like, oh, yeah. Pretty much.
No, but I can source for 10 hours at 15 different stores all day long and not have a problem, because I like having the variety. That's what it is that gets to me. I love vintage t-shirts. I love the vintage streetwear stuff that Katie sells. I sell it as well when I find it. For the most part, she sources far differently than I do, so she's the one that's finding it right now. Every once in a while I'll find something and it'll make her jealous, and it doesn't happen very often anymore, because finding it out in the wild is very rare these days, because it's a thing. It's a big thing. Everybody's buying it. And so you walk into a Savers or a Goodwill and you got 15 bros in the t-shirt aisle, you're not going to find it in the wild. But at garage sales, you saw my anime t-shirt haul. She was super salty about that. But every once in a while I find some good stuff. But yeah, I need the variety. I like women's clothing. I like women's vintage. I like men's vintage. But I also need like the hard goods and that kind of fun stuff. So focusing on one genre for me would bore the crap out of me. I'm actually very bored with clothing in general, to be honest with you, but it's more than 50% of my store. So, I love, I don't know if Melissa's still in the chat or not, but I love Vasquez Vintage. They sell all kinds of stuff, kind of like me, men's, women's clothing, shoes, hard goods. But recently they have found an amazing source with vintage electronics, specifically vintage radios. And these girls are freaking killing it on these super old vintage radios, which I love, which I would pick up in a heartbeat. I just don't find them out here, but they found a fantastic source. I used to buy them a lot on the East Coast, but nothing like that out here.
Yeah.
And if you do find them out here, they are completely dried out, cracked, and ruined because people don't take care of them. And we're in the desert and the wood cracks and breaks. But they have, started focusing more on that specific line of selling. And I love that idea. That kind of thing would, if I could find an outlet in that regard, that'd be awesome. So,
yeah. Well, and the other thing about going and shopping, doing private appointment to be able to shop all this vintage is, because it's so hot right now, it is going to a thrift store. You're not going to find the stuff. But something like this, because there's limited access and it's like you have to hit like a buying minimum, you have to submit certain documentation.
Right, I think you have to spend a minimum of $500.
Yeah, it really like it kind of narrows down like who your not really competition is, but it's like
just not anybody walking in off the street.
Of stuff.
Right.
And so so it'll make it so I'm hoping it'll be something that will be like a regular thing I can do to keep inventory coming in where I'm not spending, because it's like, yeah, I spend up on certain stuff because I know I can sell it for a lot more, but I can't do that with everything. I can't, it's like at some point that well's going to run dry as far as like how much money can I spend on stuff I'm going to sell. So anywho.
So Elizabeth asked, what is your take on buying storage units? Neither one of us do storage units. So, whatever we have to say about it is not a valid opinion, honestly. All I can say is that I'm not interested in clearing out storage units and disposing of all of the crap that goes with that. I'm not interested in that manual labor aspect. But there are plenty of people that do it and do it well and love it and make tons of money on it. And God bless them.
Yeah. I think
nothing I have an interest in.
I think, well, because her question is like, is it worth the investment? I mean, I think, sure, it's worth the investment. The thing is, like anything else, you have to decide, like, is that approach something that you want to do and is sustainable and you're able to do? Because the reality is when you buy a storage unit, you're getting, if you watch any of like Wade and Jason and stuff like that, like doing those storage units, it's like you have an enormous amount of stuff that you now have to take away from the site. They usually give you a limited amount of time, like sometimes
24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah.
You have to have a place where you can take it. You have to have a way to transport it. You have to do the labor of cleaning.
You have to have a place to dispose of all the garbage and trash and filthy mattresses and things like that. So MI 80s baby, that's Laura Franzica, one of the admins in our boss Facebook group. She loves buying storage units and she does very well with them where she is. So if you have questions about that, there are lots of people in our group that buy storage units and do very well and love doing it. We're not the people that answer those questions.
We don't have the space or the will to take something like that on.
And we could do either one of those things. We could find the space and have the will to do it and hire people to help and clean things out. I just no desire to do that, honestly. I have a friend here in town that used to exclusively buy storage units, and we had an arrangement where he would give me everything that he wasn't going to flip locally that was big, and I would sell it on eBay, and it was a 50-50 split, and it was only the expensive stuff, and it worked out well for me because he would just give me the inventory. I had no time or investment in it other than the listing, and I got to keep 50%. It worked for him. It worked for me. He didn't sell online.
Yeah. And that's really the way, is she's talked about, she's played around with the idea of
I've thought about it, but the reality is because there are so many people that do it right now, that the price is getting, and the TV shows, the reality shows, and the YouTubers, and I'm not knocking any of that, but that does cause the prices to rise, right? So I'm not interested in throwing $500 or $1,000 in a storage unit, doing a ton of work and maybe making a couple $100 profit. I can do that in my sleep every day. So for me, the amount of work does not equal the benefit, at least not out here. If I lived somewhere in the Northeast, I have a very different aspect, a very different thought about that. Same thing with auctions. The auctions here are terrible. The auctions back east are fantastic.
Yeah. Well, and you also know that I have absolutely zero interest in having anything to do with it. So she knows that if she was going to try to dabble in it again, she would have to have some other partner that would help her with it because
it's true.
I'm not going to get dragged into like, I got to get this cleaned out. I only have to, you got to help me. And I'd be like, sorry.
I'd have to go down to the Home Depot and find some people looking for work and say, come with me.
I'm like, not happening, not my thing. And there's a limit to my helpfulness.
Yep. She'll help me package stuff a couple times a week, but maybe move a bin here or there in the garage to help me get to it. But beyond that, she doesn't want that type of investment in my business. And I don't blame her because I wouldn't do it if the roles were reversed.
Right. All right. So should we go ahead? Do you want to go ahead and do the other winner?
Oh, do I get to pick? I don't know how.
Well, no, I don't mean you personally. I mean, should we?
Never mind. I got excited for a second.
I'm literally clicking a button. It's not like it's this exciting thing.
But
to do.
I can't click the button.
If you want to click the button, you can. All right, guys. This one over here, she's having a day right now.
I will say, if for some reason Leslie happens to win again, we will pick a second person because we're not going to let anybody win both boxes, just so you guys know.
Right.
That would be, the odds would be very astronomical for that. But
all right. Sandra says, oh, let her click the button. All right. So don't change anything and just click generate one more time.
All right. Are we ready?
Don't you screw this up. Don't you go. 134. 134 is our winner. Let's see who 134 is. We're going to do a real slow scroll so you guys can be like real excited. You can watch your names go by and be like, wah! 134. We're getting closer, getting closer, getting closer. Here we go. And 134 is
Hazel. I think you picked that. You typed that wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Hazel the Pirate.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Not the Priate.
Hazel the Priate.
I don't know who that is.
Hazel the Priati. Hazel the Pirate. 134. Hazel the Pirate. That's what it was. Yes. 134.
Yep. All right. So we have to find that person. If you happen to be watching, feel free to reach out and give us an email down below with your information. That'll save us the time trying to find you. The email is Katie's is down below. You can send us your name and address to ship the box to. Otherwise, we will try to find you on.
Well, they're just on Instagram. That's what their Instagram
on Instagram.
Are. So.
Oh, Barbara says that's my friend Jen.
Yay!
Barbara, you send me a message and let me know her name, and I will try to find her and make that easier.
Okay, you don't have to try to find her. I literally have messages from her for her entries. So
I don't know who it is.
I will message her. Anyway, Cheryl says I usually spell it Cheryl Hidden. Cheryl,
you fresh.
Anyway, so those are our two.
So congratulations to Leslie Sanchez and Jen, Hazel the Pirate.
Hazel the Priat. Sorry, I was typing fast.
I know. Anyway, congrats to both of our winners. Your boxes will be shipped. Leslie's I'm going to ship right after the show, so it'll go out today. And the other one will ship as soon as we get her information. So
yeah, for sure. Anyway, we still have a little time left, guys. Anybody have any questions? We can pop this over into an AMA. Ask me anything. Ask us anything, personal, business-wise. Any of you guys get started on managed payments yet? We're still waiting to find out. Like we registered, obviously.
I registered almost 2 months ago.
Yeah, and I waited until like the last second so I could get like a good coupon.
Did you get the coupon?
Well, it's just like taken out. I don't know. I don't actually like look at my bill, even though I should. I know it's just you get like $50 off your next bill.
I didn't get that.
But so we're both signed up, but we haven't gotten the emails yet saying like you are going to be started on this date. So who knows? Now
Alexis started Friday, got a disbursement Monday.
Nice.
I'm hearing varied results. I think it depends on your bank. I think it depends on what kind of bank you're using. I'm hearing certain banks, everything is like every day or it takes a day or two. So that's pretty cool. I
have Chase Bank, so I'm assuming that
it's a major bank.
It works really well with Etsy, which uses the same payment processor. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be any kind of issue. Speaking of Chase, there was a post that I believe Teresa put up. T-Money, Teresa put up in the Boss Facebook group. Any of you guys who have a Chase Southwest card, if you use a Chase Southwest card to get Southwest points, which we do,
we have two. I have the personal one and I have a business one.
Yeah, and so like I already put all of my fees, my eBay fees on that card. So like once a month, you know, we're spending like $1,000 on that card, and I pay it off right away. But they're doing a special thing right now where anything, it's to support like small businesses and stuff. And anything like shipping, if you're any money that you spend on shipping, instead of getting 1 point for every dollar, you're getting 5 points. And so I already went ahead and switched over the card I'm using for my pirate ship. And I'm doing almost all of my shipping through pirate ship now, because I figured out that like first class, eBay and pirate ship charge the same. So all my first class stuff I'm shipping with pirate ship. Padded flat rate mailers, it's a little more expensive on pirate ship, but the value,
I think it's like 7 cents difference or something like that.
No, it's more. It's like 23 cents.
Oh, okay.
But I did all the mathing, and the value of the points you get by spending that $7.75 instead of $7.52 on a flat rate mailer, the value of the points is worth more. And so basically, all my shipping for Etsy, Grailed, and Mercari, I already did on pirate ship, and now I'm doing almost all of my eBay shipping with pirate ship as well, and doing it all through my Southwest card. And so that is going to hopefully, and that's through like the end of October, so like 2.5 months of all of my shipping is going to be getting us points. So someday we'll
I was going to say someday we'll be able to go somewhere again, and maybe we have enough points to travel more. The plan was this year we were going to travel more and visit some more friends and turn more more sourcing trips into visiting with friends around the country. It looks like 2021 that will probably what we'll be doing instead. Yeah. This year we've gone nowhere.
The nice thing though is
that we haven't been able to drive to.
Within the last like year or two, the nice thing is that Southwest, they made it so they know the points no longer expire. They used to expire like at the end of the year or something like that, or after like a year. They don't expire anymore, so that's good. Callie brings up an excellent point that the USPS might be phasing out the padded flat rates.
I heard that from Callie actually, so I don't know.
We don't know when that's happening.
She said someone in her post office mentioned it, or the mail carrier mentioned it.
So we don't know if it's happening. We don't know when it's happening, but with that said, you should go ahead and stock up on padded flat rate mailers, because even if they do phase them out, they should still honor the original ones.
They did that not when they phased it out, but when they changed when they changed the flat rate box sizes, the medium and the large sizes. If anyone has been doing this long enough, you realize that the sizes are like 30 to 40% smaller than they used to be for that flat rate. Even though the prices have gone up, the boxes have gotten smaller. So what they did is if you had older boxes, they honored that price on those boxes, the medium flat rate and the large flat rate. They just don't.
They're not making
and it's been years since they've changed it, so nobody has those sizes anymore. But when you did, they honored them. So who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited about like racking up those points, because eventually, I mean, yes, we could travel now, but there's a lot of places where it's just not really worth like traveling across the country to try to source. So there's lots of limitations depending on what states you're going to. So, if we can rack up extra points now, so that maybe next year we'll be able to do a lot more.
We will definitely be doing a sourcing trip to Florida next year. I want to say Florida is definitely on the map, because we have so many friends in Florida,
like Callie,
like Callie, like Cheryl, like we'd love to visit with Ryan and Allie too, and
of course Casey.
Of course Casey.
We're gonna go stay with Casey on his lagoon.
Yeah,
he'll be there by then. But yeah, for sure.
And Katie is going to Kentucky.
Yes, I'm gonna go to Kentucky.
She'll be doing that probably before the end of the year.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I am going to go to Kentucky.
I'm not going to Kentucky.
And hang out. I'm going to go to Kentucky.
I don't want to eat possum gravy.
I'm going to hang out with Derek. We're going to have possum gravy. Okay. Speaking of Derek, he's going to be on the virtual flea at some point on this Saturday, I think. He won a contest. He was in one of the videos. They decided to give away a virtual flea spot. And so he's going to be going on this Saturday, which is pretty cool. So you guys should.
Oh, and of course we have Kara Cooper in Florida. Not that we could ever forget you, Kara.
Yeah.
But we have so many friends in Florida. And there's more, I'm sure. So if we do, we will definitely. I can't imagine us going for less than a week. I figured it'd probably be a week. We do a little sourcing, do a little visiting, and maybe try to do a meetup. while we're down there. There's just so many people that the only way to get a chance to see everybody is if we tried to do a centralized meetup. But and Florida's big. I mean, it's a big state.
It is. What?
Yes, Jennifer Hazel the Pirate is you. You won.
Yay! Woo, 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 woo. Send me, Jen, send me your address to my Instagram so that we can ship that out to you.
Congratulations.
Yep.
You are number 134 out of 506, and you won.
Kara says maybe there'll be a contest on who will stay with in Florida.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking Casey's brand new build with his,
He's right on the lagoon.
Yeah, exactly.
And we get to drive golf carts around. I mean, come on. And he's got lots of booze for us and puppies. So.
Yeah, we will definitely. Oh, and of course, we're going to be in the Pacific Northwest again. As a matter of fact, we're probably going to be there in.
Hopefully
we'll be able to go in December and visit her nephew, her family, and her nephew's new baby that's due.
Oh, it's gonna be a little teeny tiny little grandnephew, little teeny tiny. Yeah, cute, so cute.
Katie doesn't want babies, but she loves them.
Oh,
I
love baby
whisperer.
I love me some babies. I just don't want them. Vico.
Yep.
Vico.
I know, Noelle. I would actually love to come and source with you. I would need to rent a tractor trailer and drive it home. I'd need to drive up to you and then rent, maybe fly up and then rent something,
drive a U-Haul.
Or drive a U-Haul home, and it would take me 2 days to get home.
There you go. Anyway, all right, we're gonna wrap this up here in the next couple of minutes, but we got a lot going on today. We've got Dana coming over. I think Crystal's coming by to do an exchange. I actually have a repair job for her to do, so hopefully she'll be able to do that for me. And then
I just tell you how perfect that is, by the way? Having someone that does your pictures and your listings that is an actual seamstress that catches all the crap that is wrong with an item, because as she's listing everything, she'll be like, oh, this thing was missing a button and I fixed it, or this one I found a little seam rip under the arm and I fixed it. Of course I pay her, but I can't sew a button on. So all of that stuff is fantastic. I love
Seriously. Well, it's like that Nightmare on Elm Street t-shirt back there. I got it, and it has the seam is split right here, but somebody tried to repair it, so it's like got some blue thread, and it's clearly like a very amateur repair job, probably what it would look like if I tried to repair it.
Or me.
And so, but that's like easily like at least like a $400 t-shirt. And so I'm going to see if she'll go ahead and take that blue thread out and actually repair it correctly. But it's right on the seam, so she should be able to do it and make it look like it's not even.
Oh yeah. She's done some really intricate stuff.
Yeah.
So she's pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
She's not only has been a big help to my business, but she's a super nice person.
Yeah.
And I love that I've gotten to know her a little bit better through this too. So
she's pretty awesome. So
yeah, Sandra says she wants to see me drive a tractor trailer. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm not butch enough for that, honey.
So okay, you guys, you got to understand, when Vicky says I'm gonna have to go somewhere and get a tractor trailer and I'm gonna have to drive it home, you know what that really means is I am going to have to drive it home.
Correct.
Yes, correct. That's what she actually means.
That's what I mean.
That's what she actually means. So, yeah,
that's true.
Just saying. Let's
as long as you're aware. As long as you're aware, that's what I mean.
Yes, that's exactly what she means. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will see you on Sunday's show. We will be here for Sunday's show. So come and hang out with us for the Sunday live haul. And hopefully Vicky will have all kinds of awesome stuff to show you on that show, since we're meeting up with Sally. And
I was like, really? I don't have anything new. I forgot.
Congratulations to our winners, our contest winners, Leslie and Jen. We will get those shipped out to you guys, and everybody else, thanks for playing. I'm sorry we have disappointed all of you. But
I'm really excited. I hope both of you, I'm not saying you have to do a whole video or anything like that, but maybe do a couple of pictures and post them in our Facebook group when you get your boxes in and show us how excited you are. That would be cool.
Thank you so much. And thank you to List Perfectly for providing that stuff for us to do this giveaway. We really appreciate it. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.